Hi, it's time for another math easy solution. We're going to discuss a quick video on domain spam history check and also archive.org, the website, and Google's site website search. This is extremely important if you are looking to buy a website or a domain name and you're just trying to build up a business. Basically, these are all related to my experience with my latest calculator, which is grade and then calculator.com. So I'll just pop it out here. Basically, this is the calculator website here. This is part of my line of calculators, and the idea with this one is basically gives you an average percentage of your course, and I mean of your overall courses grade, which is, let's say, course 1, 2, 3. You just put in your grade as a percentage, and then the number of credits each is worth each course, and then give you an overall average course grade, which here is 66.93, and it's an auto calculation. Let's go put 80 there. Let's say this one is worth 2 credits. As you can see, 68.5. It just automatically changes it as you type it in. You can even add more courses like this, or delete courses, or delete any one of these, etc. And then, so this is still in progress, though. We're going to add some assignments later, but you could always check this out, see what your overall course grade is. So basically, my experience with it, well, I had some problems with it, because basically several weeks ago, or actually like I think a month ago, I bought this domain from GoDaddy.com. I tried setting up a Google AdWords advertising campaign to get it some traffic, so just some quick initial traffic to get it more searchable on Google. But basically, Google AdWords stated that the site was suspended, and I received a policy violation. So if you get too many of these, you might get your account suspended or even completely banned from Google. Yeah, so this was a problem. I don't know why it was suspended. So in my Google AdWords tools account, my website was considered as pure spam. So note, I just bought the website and I just wanted to get it running, but all of a sudden Google thinks it's pure spam for some strange reason. But then I did some checking in on it, and I realized, and also, in fact, grade-calculator.com is not even searchable in Google. So, and you could use Google's site, this keyword, basically keyword search, to double check if a website is indexed by Google. For example, you could write site grade-calculator.com. So I'll just type that in right here. All you gotta do is click site grade-calculator.com. And as you can see here, yeah, it wouldn't show up. It still doesn't show up right now. I got it fixed up, but it's going to take another week or so. If you were to type this, if you see this a week later, this should be in here. For example, if you type in my other calculator, like percent calculator, this is a good way. So this one, you'll know that this site is inside the directory or index of Google. But then my other one is not in there. It's not in there right now, but it's still working on that. It should be up very soon. Basically, my site, well, as you can see, it's not spam, and after using archive.org's website history check, it was clear that the grade calculator actually had a history of spam and a tactic called churn and burn. I might do a video on this later. Basically, spammers would buy a domain, build it up with random text or links so that it either ranks well in Google, or sites that links to it do well. And then once their site gets caught and suspended, they usually just try selling it for the last bit of profit to unsuspecting people like myself. So I bought from GoDaddy, which is pretty big, and I thought they would have their own checks, but I guess not. So if you go to archive.org, type in grade-calculator.com, browse the history. So as you can see, these are the spots where it was indexed. This is 2013. These are just random spots. It's probably indexed more, but this is what they show right now. So if I click on, let's say, any one of these ones, click on this 30. As you can see, it's just a random article. Keep a vibrant physical appearance by using these aging tips. So this is strange that this would be published in grade-calculator.com. But then, yeah, so this is actually random text. I'm not sure. They probably manually wrote it or did some sort of stuff just to throw this all in there to get it a lot of words, and then for Google to search it. But then what I notice also, when you scroll down, there's always a link to another website. Let's say, for example, this one. Scroll down, there's another random article, so preventing burnout when operating our home business. So this is all strange for a grade dash calculator. As you can see, there's nothing else in this index. This is just text. Now you have a random link to another. I'm not sure what this is. Again, you have another articles, another link. So the bottom right always has a link. So I think it's trying to hide it from Google, saying to try to make it not get caught right away. So it's random text. All of a sudden, there's a green coffee bean extract link, etc. There's more posts right here, and also if you go, then you go check those indexed. Then you could check this index 30 hairdressing recommendations. Yeah, so this is complete. This is all just spam. And again, the bottom right always has a link. So I'm not sure how they're. Yeah, so they're basically trying to get this either really big, this site, or get the and then use the links to basically build up other sites, or people pay them to basically link to them, just so that if you're basically Google's works on links to your site, the more you have on a higher ranking site, basically the better you do in Google. So this one eventually they got caught, and then they just sold it, and I bought it, and I got screwed over. But basically, I submitted a reconsideration request to Google AdWords and Webmaster Tools stating that I unknowingly bought a site with previous spam history, and my initial request was denied, and the site was still considered spam. I even called Google AdWords. They couldn't really deal with it. They just told me to submit more after I fix up the site, but the site is fixed. So that's an issue you may have if you have a previous history spam on your site. Also, but I submitted several more reconsideration requests, and luckily I got actually last week or last I think 2 weeks ago, the manual action was revoked against my website. So then apparently, yeah, so then Google should be able to search it now, or I could search it in Google. But note that it took 2 weeks before the pure spam label was removed from the manual actions tab in Google Webmaster Tools. So basically, even though that they messaged me saying it's gone, they said it will take a while for this label to go away, and I think once this goes away, then it will be searchable on Google. So it finally went away actually today. And then basically once the label was gone, I called Google AdWords, and they finally approved my ad for grade-calculator.com, which is really good. And also note that if the label doesn't disappear in a week or two, I suggest submitting another reconsideration request, because I actually had to submit another one. After 2 weeks, I just submitted another one, and then I called Google AdWords and stuff, and eventually it just disappeared, this pure spam label. And also, if your ad still says disapproved, I suggest just deleting it and creating it again in Google AdWords, because that's what I did and it worked for me. Yeah, and now I also have some recommendations for anyone before they're buying any domain name. Like I said above, always double check the history of a website you want to buy with this archive.org website. And also, if the site you want has a history of spam, try to avoid buying it, basically to avoid the problems that I just mentioned above. But if you really like the domain name, it is extremely important to not create a Google AdWords campaign until you have verified with Google Webmaster Tools and Google Site Search that your site is not spam and searchable on Google. So if you really like it, go ahead and buy it. That's I would buy my domain name even if I knew it was spam. I just would follow these steps instead of what I did before, because I really like the name. So basically, basically use these tools like basically Google Webmaster Tools and Google Site Search to make sure that it's not spam and it's searchable on Google. And also, this is to avoid having a policy violation. So do this all before you are before you want to create a Google AdWords campaign. And because you don't want your AdWords campaign suspended. And also, be patient with Google's spam system, because eventually you should be back on. But if the case happens where after several months your site is still suspended, I suggest resorting to paying companies such as getbackongoogle.com to help get your site unsuspended. Like, these guys think they have money back. I know, like you don't pay unless your site's back or something like that. They give you a guarantee. I'm not sure how they work, but they seem legit. Anyways, that's all for today. Hope you learned from this video, and make sure to follow these steps and from my mistakes if you are getting a website, or you can do it now or in the future. And also, if you want You could also download these exact notes in the link below. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned for another math easy solution.